Hi, this is Carl Greenberg, and we're at the second day of NADA here in New Orleans. I'm with Tim Mahoney, Global CMO of Chevrolet, and a lot going on down here. You guys have now, what, 4,300 dealers, give or take, in the U.S.?
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
How many dealers do you expect who are Chevrolet dealers are here? Coming this weekend?
Yeah, this is my first time with the brand, Carl, and I think I expect a good turnout. New Orleans is always a draw. I had a chance yesterday to present to our local marketing association presidents around the country. There's about 300 of those, so we shared some of the new work with them, and so they're really engaged, and this is the one time a year that they all come together.
Well, Tim, tell me how do they feel about the fact that Chevrolet's back in the Super Bowl?
I think they're really excited. This is a brand that has a tremendous amount of momentum. Globally last year, we were just within a few thousand units of 5 million cars sold around the world. So the brand is on the move. The products are spectacular, and we've won numerous awards from North American Truck of the Year to North American Car of the Year. And so now the expectation is, let's tell people about it. And the Super Bowl and some of the media placements with the Olympics really gives us that breadth to get on that stage and tell the great things that are happening at Chevrolet.
Now, be honest. Have you shown them any of the work or not?
I've shown them all of the work.
Okay. What did they think? What was the gut feeling you got?
It was honestly great. We developed the work as a body of work, so not this launch or that launch, but fundamentally we sat down and said, okay, let's tell a Chevrolet story starting in the first quarter. Let's map out the various properties that we have, from Olympics to Grammys to Super Bowl to Academy Awards, and kind of parse out that storytelling. And all of the work really supports the product, which makes the dealers happy. We really focus on a pretty ingenious feature in each of the commercials. And so they were really, really delighted.
Let's talk a little bit about this strategy. You told me earlier that you guys sort of created all of the work more or less at the same time.
Yes.
Again, why do this, and how does this help support the brand?
Sure. Well, I think brands are a little bit sort of like a bank account, right? You want to put more in than you're taking out. And so when you develop the work at the same time, you're able to see how each of the individual models contribute to that brand story. And quite often companies, brands will live from one product launch to the next, and when you step back, you start to say, well, how is that all connecting back to let's say, to the mother brand? In this case, the work that we've developed, I think, really has a Chevrolet feel to it. We're celebrating the first anniversary of Find New Roads as a global tagline, and that's been really powerful. It's been adapted all over the world, so that's great.
What have you heard? What's some of the feedback you've gotten from that in different markets around the world?
Well, I think one proof point that we're on the right road as we find new roads is that we moved up significantly in the interbrand rankings. So Chevrolet for the first time cracked into the top 100 of global best brands. So we came in at position 89. What the feedback is from the retail network, the dealer network, is that they really appreciate the consistency, right? Brands are really built on a promise, and they're built on a promise over time. And so they're happy that we're staying with Find New Roads. It has a lot of legs, if you will. So the work that you'll see on the Super Bowl, the work you'll see on the Olympics, can span the range from being very emotional, and it can also get right down on the retail level to challenge someone to find a new road to look at our product, say, versus another. So it has a lot of bandwidth, and they were really happy about that.
Is the retail work going to be substantially different from the Tier 1 work, or is this work designed to be scalable both to national and to
Yeah,
I mean,
I think at the end of the day, each back to the idea of building into the brand, both the brand and the retail work have to support one another. At the same time, each plays a slightly different purpose. The brand work that we're trying to bring, and what you'll see here in the next days, is really trying to make people feel that Chevrolet is a brand for them, right? The retail work is more about this product is for me, and can I afford it, and where do I get it?
And you made the retail work was created at the same time as well.
It's being developed in parallel. It's a little bit further behind, but yes, it's being sort of managed holistically.
How about the social media and digital side of all of this? Was that also done at the same time, or is that going to be rolled out
Sure. You know, if we talk about find new roads, the old way, right, was always develop a TV ad and then figure out ways to blow it out to other places.
Yeah.
What we've done is kind of start in the center with the customer, kind of right message, right at the right time with the right medium. And so the social component, the online experience was developed in parallel with it, but with kind of putting the customer in the center. So what you'll see in the next weeks, there's an adjunct piece that allows consumers, if they see a spot on the Super Bowl or the Olympics or the Grammys, to say, boy, I'm interested. Boy, that's a new Chevrolet. I want to go find out more. They'll have that same kind of look and feel, but in more detail, more sort of rational, more brain type of stuff online.
Are you doing anything specific during the Super Bowl in terms of real-time social media extension?
There will be some, but that I can't share with you today.
Okay.
So we have to have some surprises for Super Bowl.
Okay, last thing I want to ask you, just the main vehicles you're focusing on this year. You mentioned to me, but maybe...
Sure. So we are focusing on real core models for the brand, and when I say core models, these really are the volume drivers. They compete in the big segments. We'll support the others, but the weight and center of gravity is going to be around Cruise, Malibu, Equinox, Traverse, and Silverado.
Great. Thanks, Tim. Tim Mahoney, with CMO with Global Chevrolet.